Hey Village, we officially got our first snow of the season, which is exciting. Also a little sad, to be honest. I'm not a cold weather person, but here we are. And when the weather gets colder, I am a huge fan of crock-pot meals. I know. I feel like crock-pots are like, you either love them or hate them, and personally, I love them. And mainly because it's so easy to meal prep a slow cooker meal. And with the holidays coming up and possibly some respite opportunities for our family, I wanted to just be prepared. So yesterday, I ordered a Kroger delivery. It came 8 o'clock this morning. So we have some like regular groceries, but then I got a whole bunch of ground turkey, a couple of roasts, and some chicken and sausage. And what I'm gonna make is a few chilies, a few tacos, a couple of pot roasts, and some chicken gumbo. So all really hearty, warm meals. And while I'm doing meal prepping, Darcy is writing her letter to Santa Claus. We also have some Kiwico crates that the kids are gonna play with. Darcy is gonna make this adorable snowman, and Sawyer is gonna help me in the kitchen thanks to Kiwico. What we've been finding with the Kiwico crates is that it's really starting to build Darcy's confidence with these small projects. So typically Darcy always looks to us for reassurance or to fix something when she's doing it. But with these projects, she's able to really own it and be able to do it from start to finish. And then she understands how something is built and how it works. And Kiwico offers 9 subscription lines, each catering to different age groups, so they're designed for the right ages. Each hands-on project and toys are designed to expose kids to concepts in STEAM, science, technology, engineering, art, and math. And with it being the holidays, Kiwico is a great option for holiday gifts, because you're not just teaching your kids to buy, you're teaching them to build. And every Kiwico crate comes with everything you need for the project. And this is one of our favorite crates. What this allows us to do is really keep the kids engaged and active while we're in the kitchen. And this actually works perfect for both ages. So Sawyer uses it for creative and imaginative play, and Darcy's starting to learn fractions with the cake, the eggs, and the butter. And you can show support for our channel by taking advantage of this great offer from Kiwico. You get 50% off your first month of any crate. Just head to kiwico.com/bethevillage to check it out. So I'm gonna start with my favorite and easiest prep meal, which is the pot roast. And I'm gonna show you guys these bag holders that I found a while back, and I'll put a link because they're really helpful when you're doing a lot of meal prep and you need to use those freezer bags. Sometimes it's hard when your hands are messy to be opening up the bags. So if you don't have these and you like to meal prep, I would highly recommend them. So for the pot roast, I'm going to start off with some thick chopped onions. I also just use baby carrots to make things super simple. And I don't do any kind of like a quantity check. I just kind of play it by ear, I guess. So for reference, it's probably going to be about half of an onion, 1 pound of baby carrots, and then half of a bag of your choice of potatoes. And you're going to chop those up, and then I season with salt and pepper. And I'll probably season it again when I put it into the crock pot. And then you shake that up, push out all of the air, and seal it up. And because the pot roast bags get pretty full with those veggies, I go ahead and I put the meat in a separate bag. So this freezer meal actually calls for 2 freezer bags. And I'm gonna coat both sides with salt and pepper. And one thing that this recipe calls for that I don't prep ahead of time, which you can if you want, is the gravy. So usually you do 1 can or jar of beef gravy. And I would say it took about 15 minutes to prepare both of these meals. These are the easiest. And when you're ready, you're gonna put the meat in first to the crock pot, then the veggies, pour the gravy on top, and set it for about 8 hours on low. The next recipe really isn't a crock pot meal. There's probably a version of this that you can do in the crock pot, but what I'm doing now is just prepping as much as I can ahead of time. So this is the chicken and sausage gumbo. This is one of our favorite meals, which is why I like to have extras on hand. You're gonna start with andouille sausage, and you're gonna have 1 andouille sausage per gumbo meal. I'm gonna split those into 2 smaller bags, and then I also chopped up all the chicken. Gonna add some salt and pepper to those before sealing those up. And when it's time to make this recipe, you're gonna have to cook the chicken ahead of time. Again, this isn't one that's gonna save a whole lot of time, but just getting a few things prepared does save time. So I have 2 packs of sausage and 4 packs of chicken. So a couple of those bags I can use for chicken stir fry, or I can double up on the meat. So I'm choosing to chop ahead of time, again, just to save time. I'm gonna see how this works out and I'll keep you guys posted. But then with the gumbo, you have a lot of seasonings. You're gonna make a base with the butter and the flour to get it started. Then you add in the veggies, you have a whole bunch of seasonings, you add in the meat and the broth, and it's really, really tasty. And Sawyer was keeping himself occupied. Once he was done playing, he decided to have a snack. So he's munching on his apple. Next up is chili, which is a favorite in our house. I start off by browning the meat in a very big pot. This avoids extra splatter. And while it's browning, I'm gonna go ahead and add all of my cans into a Ziploc bag. So we have the diced tomatoes, we have kidney beans, tomato sauce, and tomato paste. I don't drain any of these cans, I dump them in as is. Then I'm gonna add in a good portion of chili powder and hot sauce. And then I don't show it, but I also add in thick cut onions. And we do thick cut onions at our house because John isn't a big fan, so he likes to be able to pick it out. But you can cut them up smaller if you want. And with those 2 bags, you're gonna go ahead and add in the meat once it's cooked up. You can mix it together or you can just push out all the air and seal it up. And these are bags that are best frozen flat. It's gonna save a lot more space. And then very similar is our tacos. So I'm gonna make 2 meals with this, and I'm gonna cook the meat in the big pot, add in some taco sauce along with some salsa to add some extra flavor. Okay, so at the end of the day, it took about 2 hours to do the online shopping, to do the preparation for 10 total meals. We've got the 3 chilies, we've got 2 tacos, but we actually had one already, so we actually had 3 tacos, 2 chicken gumbos, which are like halfway prepped, and then the 2 pot roast. And these are gonna be a lifesaver to have on hand, especially with the cold weather. Now, I'm gonna pop all of this back into the freezer. I got myself all cleaned up because tonight we're celebrating my nephew's birthday. He turned 15 and he wanted a bunch of us to get together and do an escape room. And while I didn't do a vlog yesterday, I think I'm gonna share what the escape room is like for tomorrow's vlog. So as always, thanks for watching and I'll see you tomorrow.